The Witch and the Beast Voluntary Review, The Portrait. Asha the Mage and Godu, the Beast Woman cursed by the witch Angela, have left the world of the vampires and returned to the surface, wandering through a nighttime market with Ashaf. Godu suddenly turns down an obscure alleyway and heads straight forward toward an antique shop. Inside is a life-size doll, and it seems that Godu can hear it speaking to her. I was once human, until the witch's curse made me into this doll. The owner is at first extremely reluctant to part with the doll, which has acted as a kind of gatekeeper for him, bearing unwelcome visitors from the shop. But when the doll reveals that it has a forbidden instrument concealed upstairs, he relents. Godo is far from happy with her new companion. The doll, once released from the shop and united with someone who can hear her voice, keeps talking away. But then a shop turns up with a small boy in tow. He tells Godot that the child is not in some way unrelated to Angela and asks her to look after him. After this prelude, the story spools back 10 days, reintroducing the charismatic Colonel Matt Kugad of the Paladin Corps, the man of ice with elemental powers whom we last so badly injured in Volume 4. After the catastrophic events involving the Demon Sword, Kugad has been summoned to a castle where he meets up with Commander Cat, who's organizing the defense. A hurricane is heading their way. A magical storm whipped up by witches. The picks of magical components as it moves. Kugad is introduced to a mage called Carl Oaklave, who presented the body of a young boy and the told to work together. Other knight commanders are present at the castle, and the 5 archmages are said to be invoked to whatever is coming their way. The title of these chapters, Chaos Within the Storm, sounds like the immensity of the threat facing the protagonists when not defining what exactly lies at the heart of the storm. Why are the witches heading their way? Because the castle contains a collection of forbidden instruments. But maybe Kogat and Co. are not alone in facing up to the oncoming storm, because Helga, the barrier of the demon sword, rescued by Ashaf and Godot, has teamed up with the necromancers Panora Christophel and her psychic Johan. We can let those witches do whatever they want. Panora says coolly even though the barriers around the castle are breached. But when it turns out that one of the witches is none other than Angela, nothing is certain except that someone has been acted as a mole and betrayed the Paladin Corps. So this is where I shall bid my farewell to Mage Asaf and his female companions Godot, or so I wrote in 2022. Yet here I am again, tended back into this intriguing but sometimes frustrating dark fantasy manga. Kosuke Satake must be doing something right, even though out of all 9 volumes so far, the mangaka has somehow contrived to give away very little about Godot, the beast, or Ashaf, the mage who is a reminder, or maybe something more, let alone Angela, the witch, to keep this reader coming back for home more. But here, at last, we get to see Angela in action, as well as other characters Godot and Ashaf have encountered before on their travels. Both friend and deadly foe, there's a genuine sense of story threads being pulled together and a welcome feeling that something momentous is going to happen. At last, Satake's signature magical battle scenes feature prominently again, as witches threaten the castle which Matt Kugat is charged with protecting, and the art is, at its best, wonderfully sinister and gothic. Nevertheless, the mangaka still falls back on the use of obscure hints and flashbacks which muddy the waters, rather than keeping the reader engaged, bringing to mind one of the famous Robert McKee 10 Commandments of storytelling. Those should not complicate when complexity is better. The opening pages are a prime example. At this stage of the narrative, we really need a strong, clear storyline, not yet more vague hints. Kevin Gifford continues to translate the series of Kodansha, and Phil Christie continues to provide the wide variety of literary the series demands, especially the magical battles. Following to his originally scheduled February from Kodansha but now only a digital version, it may be quite a while before Volume 11 appears as, sadly, mangaka Kosuke Satake has gone on a 2-month hiatus due to ill health. In the meantime, perhaps there will be more news on the promised anime TV series. 7 out of 10.